I want to start off by saying I'm sorry. This week I was invited by TikTok to a creator meetup with Nicki Minaj and
Wait, what? Hold on. TikTok accused of pushing black creators aside. Okay. Black creators say they were pushed out of okay. Black creators say they were excluded from TikTok event for Black History Month, which featured rapper Nicki Minaj, dominated by non-black voices, while some creators took direct issue with non-black TikTokers who were present at the held in Zoom. Accuse them of monopolizing their space. Others saved their criticism of the platform itself. I don't see how inviting a celebrity or creating an event last minute and sending the invite to people who aren't black makes sense for Black History Month. Okay. I mean, okay, so I'm assuming there were black people there. It was just that, unfortunately, it was probably a disproportionately high amount of non-black people there. Because if I let's say I was working at TikTok, and ultimately, the idea is trying to reach as many people as possible to hear this message. I would imagine that you still would want some white people there to make the message, I guess,
class.
I guess more palatable or like wider reaching, I guess. Okay. Anyway, you know, because obviously white people need to listen to the message too, and then unfortunately white people, you know, tend to listen more to other white people. Like black people tend to listen to other black people. We talk about this all the time with like the way that people perceive each other. So, you know, when it comes to everybody, when it comes to any race, white people perceive other, we'll say, unfamiliar white people as more human, for lack of a better term, than unfamiliar black people. And then black people perceive other unfamiliar black people as more human than unfamiliar white people. Right? Obviously, white people dominate the narrative in America, but you know, usually what'll happen is like if you're somebody, and this is like a subconscious kind of a bias. If you're somebody who, let's say, you're scrolling through TikTok, you're white, you'll tend to gravitate more towards the white content creators, because an unfamiliar face will seem more human to you than you know, than an unfamiliar like black person, right? And we need to obviously acknowledge these subconscious biases so that we can push through them. And then there could also be conversations about like culture, like, you know, like if you're a black content creator and you make content and like you know, use a lot of black culture in it, it might not be something that resonates with white people so much. So there's a skin color aspect, there's a cultural aspect, there's a lot there. And I imagine that TikTok is like, hey, we should invite white and black people. I would need to see like the Zoom meeting. That would be very helpful. Let's see. I think that there's a, let's see, is it Zoom? Yeah. I don't know if we can find that. Black History Month Zoom TikTok. I don't know if we'll be able to find this. There's people speaking out against it. But I don't know if we can find the full Zoom. Okay. Let's just see what we have here. What's going on.
in honor of Black History Month.
Okay.
I want to start off by saying I'm sorry. This week I was invited by TikTok to a creator
They
meetup.
weren't allowed to record? Why? That seems really bizarre. Why? That's just weird.
With Nicki Minaj in honor of Black History Month. We were all asked to submit questions for Nicki before the event, and during the event they only chose 6 people to ask questions, and I was one of them, a white creator during Black History Month.
Okay.
In fact, more than half of the creators who asked questions were not black.
More than half? Was that 4? I'm curious. Okay.
So I want to say to the black community on TikTok, I am so sorry.
So this is a weird, I understand why he's making this reaction, but this isn't really his fault. You have to understand that the narrative is like, hey, listen to black people and their issues. And so if TikTok creates an event and you're a white creator and like, hey, do you want to come represent? You'll be like, okay, I'm going to do this because you want to be like a good ally. So like this is more of a failure on TikTok, it seems like. I mean, I imagine they would still want non-black people to ask questions, but you should probably have had like at least like 3 people be black and I guess a couple white people or maybe a white dude. I mean, I don't know, but okay.
I can't even imagine if I went to a Pride event and a bunch of non-LGBT people were in the event. This is
Why? Okay.
your month. That was your question to Nicki, and I should not have been invited. But most importantly, I should not have gone. And I am so sorry.
It's so silly because, like, I feel like that's the wrong way to go. This isn't his fault at all. He was invited to an event, and then he's like, okay, I want to be a good ally, and I'm going to go to the event, I'm going to ask questions, I'm going to engage, and then you'd imagine his audience would engage. The fact that, like, TikTok doesn't let you record and put it out there, to me, is really suspicious, because, like, if you're trying to spread awareness to, like, Black History Month, wouldn't you want people to be able to watch this forever? I don't know the specifics, but that's the part that seems like the failure to me. This reads to me a lot like, I think that Josh is trying to be like a good guy, and people are angry, and they're directing some of that anger towards him, and he's absorbing it, because I don't think that he wants to be seen as racist. This isn't his failure, though, and I don't think that this is the correct way to look. This is the incorrect person to blame for TikTok's failure. You know what I mean? Like, it's still a good thing to include some white creators, and that's fine. TikTok just they flopped the fuck out of that event, you know? But okay, let's see what iSpeak has to say.
I want to start off by saying I'm sorry. This week I was invited by TikTok to a creator meetup with Nicki Minaj in honor of Black History Month. We were all asked to submit questions for Nicki before the event, and during
I would wonder, like, would you be angry at the people who are like, oh, Black History Month thing I was invited to? Fuck that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if that was what if that was, like, my response to it? You know what I mean? Like, that would be more like, what would be the appropriate response? You know what I'm saying? I would imagine going.
During the event, they only chose 6 people to ask questions, and I was one of them, a white creator.
During Black History Month, right? Well, as an individual who has their bachelor's degree in mass communications, I want to let y'all know something. Y'all PR teams are garbage. How about you tell them exactly what you did? Now, before I continue,
what did he do?
I have absolutely nothing against the LGBTQI plus community. However, this is what you did. You came on that Zoom with nothing more than the intention to colonize our space.
What? That's a reaction. Do we really think that he went in there in, like, a way that was like, I can't wait to dominate a black space? I don't think so. This is a TikTok failure. Like, why would you assume that he went in there to be like, oh, this white guy is just trying to take over? That's a very bad faith assumption. It's a really weird space to be in, because, like, a lot of white people are told to be good allies, and sometimes what the definition of an ally is can be very difficult, because, you know, sometimes you're told, like, hey, you know, amplify black voices, of course, or amplify the message from black voices, and then, you know, what would be the implications if he decided to not go there? Would you be mad at him for not going in there? This is a TikTok failure. They probably would have just replaced it with another popular white creator. This is a TikTok problem. This is a TikTok failure. I feel like putting it on him is a weird cancellation, and it comes off as very dishonest.
You asked Nicki Minaj, what would she say to her LGBTQI plus fans that are scared right now?
That's not a bad question. Why is that a bad question? You have a gay guy, and he was like, hey, can you ask Nicki Minaj a question? And he's like, yeah, what do you say? I don't know the specific context. I don't know why they would be scared, but he's just asking an LGBTQ question. Like, that seems reasonable. That's his community, right? So he's like, hey, what do you think about gay people being scared? I don't know. Why isn't Nicki Minaj to blame here? What is Nicki, like, why isn't, like, she? I'm a little confused. I don't know. Well, probably TikTok is the biggest failure here, but you would think that if you're organizing the event, like, hey, make sure that there's a really solid black representation. But I don't think it's a bad idea to have gay representation. Maybe a gay black representation would have been better. I don't know.
And then after them telling us not to film or take pictures, you had her say, can you say gay news? Why? For content later?
I imagine because it was like its catchphrase. Like, that would be like if you went on there and you asked Nicki Minaj, hey, can you say goofy for me? That's like your catchphrase. You know what I mean? I feel like that's... I think the biggest failure seems to be the disproportionate representation from TikTok and the inability to allow people to record. That part really makes me very suspicious.
Completely disregarding the rules, so it only applies to us, but it...
What rule? What rule am I missing?
Completely disregarding... You had her say, can you say gay right now? And then after them telling us not to film or take pictures, you had her say, can you say gay news? Why?
Why does it matter if did he record her saying gay news? I'm very confused.
for content later,
What?
completely disregarding the rules.
So did he take his camera out and have her say gay news? I mean, that sounds wrong. No, I know, but he's not saying that he had her say gay news is different from between him just saying please say gay news versus taking your phone out and saying hey say gay news. Those are two different things, right? So if let's say it's from the way that I speak says that he doesn't even take his phone out, but if he does take his phone out, like yeah, that's not good. Okay.
So it only applies to us, but it don't apply to you. So I'm not going to say fuck your apology. I'm going to say when you post that drop, I'm going to be on your ass. Good day, goofy.
And Nicki Minaj, can you say goofy? You know what I mean? I don't know. This seems like a... listen, bro. Black creators with millions of followers didn't receive links until 6:10, weren't prioritized, weren't given questions, nothing. When people did get in, they did a screen full of non-black faces, she said. Others posted their frustration on Twitter. I took to hold an exclusive Black History Month Zoom with Nicki Minaj for us black creators, but gave spots to non-black creators over black creators who had received the invite, and then let the majority of the questions for Nicki come from non-black creators. Yeah, see, it seems, yeah. I don't think that it would have been a good idea to not allow white people or non-black people in. That would probably have been a little too, exclusionary. But it should have been majority black, and the majority of the questions should have come from black people. I think it's a good idea to have a gay creator ask a gay question. I know that sounds weird, but it's a good idea to be inclusive even in Black History Month. It's a good idea. I guess they could have done a gay black creator. Gay black creator. Either way, I don't know why the anger is at the... It's so interesting because this is a really good analogy here. I feel like the system is the problem in this, and TikTok runs the system, right? So white people probably on TikTok organized this event for Black History Month, right? So TikTok organized this Black History Month thing really quickly. That looks like a sad face. It should be a sad face. So TikTok, they organized this event, and they sent invites out to a bunch of different people all over the place, right? And one of the things that they did wrong was that most of them weren't black. They'd say they had I don't know. Then you have white people or we'll just say non-black. We'll say N for non-black. Actually, we'll just say white for non-black. Whatever. Who cares? Anyway, they sent a bunch of messages out. They should have had a solid, more black representation, especially in the question asking process where they only had 6 people. And of course, as a white creator, you're like, yeah, I want to do this because I want to amplify black voices. I don't know what to do. Who the fuck knows? I mean, white people, what are you supposed to do, right? And then TikTok fucked up. I think anybody would like to meet Nicki Minaj. If I had a catchphrase, I'd say, hey, can you say fat gump or something? Right? I don't know. Why not? When the fuck are you going to meet Nicki Minaj? You know what I'm saying? So he wanted her to say gay news. It's a little cringe, but I can understand it. And now black creators are angry at the white creators for the system that the TikTok created. This is a huge TikTok problem, and I feel like it's a very easy shot to go after white people who are just trying to do their best, rather than TikTok, who should have exponentially more skin in the game here. What word am I looking for? They should be more responsible. There should be higher levels of responsibility or higher levels of expectations, higher expectations put onto TikTok. And I feel like it's just not a good thing to dogpile this dude who's just trying his best to just do what he's supposed to do. He's just trying his best. I don't know, man. It seems like a little... I don't know. I just, personally, it's just what is he supposed to do? And people are saying that it's not a genuine apology. I don't think it is either, because he doesn't really have any true reason to apologize, honestly. This is a TikTok failure. It should have been TikTok. TikTok shouldn't have done it last minute. TikTok should have reached out to large black creators and say, hey, what should we do with this space? Right? TikTok didn't do any of that. And we're shitting on this fucking, this guy. It's a little weird. It's a little weird, man. They think this is a disproportionately high response to this guy for this issue. This isn't his fault. Again, at the end of the day, what you're telling him here is, when you're approached by a platform to utilize your platform to speak about black issues in some capacity, don't do it. that's what you're kind of telling him in the future, is to disengage from black issues, even if you're positively intentioned. That's what you're telling him, man. And I don't think that that's the best thing to do. I don't think, like, you could be like, hey, listen, this was kind of shitty because, like, this was for black creators and it was said that we weren't represented in the space, et cetera, et cetera. But again, TikTok organized the event. They didn't reach out to black creators to see how they would have liked the event to be orchestrated. I don't know how much involvement Nicki Minaj had. And they fucked it up. So this is TikTok's fault. I wonder if Nicki Minaj responds. Let's see what we have here. She responds to backlash. Let's see. TikTok is facing backlash following the legend of black creators. On Wednesday, a social media platform including a Zoom meeting, Nicki Minaj, hundreds of influencers from the app were invited to join, but with an alleged cap of 300. Only a fraction were allowed into the event. The lucky participants engaged in a Q&A session with Nicki Minaj, but according to many black attendees, they were given fewer opportunities to ask the rapper questions compared to their non-black counterparts. Enraged by the blind-eyed turn to black creators during Black History Month event, many influencers took to social media to vent their frustrations. I don't know why I'm surprised non-black creators felt entitled to steal. See, right here, I don't understand why non-black creators felt entitled to steal the spot into the black creator meetup. But those white people were asked to go there by TikTok. Why don't you blame TikTok for this failure? This is the problem, because you're not directing your frustrations at the right person. You're letting TikTok get away with their failure by kind of pushing the blame onto the incorrect party. With Nicki Minaj for Black History Month, said black creator Nicoya, it's almost as if they steal our dances, trends, and content. Why would they stop at our invites? Yeah, I just feel like it's just the wrong person to direct it. Okay. Did she respond though? Let's see. Okay, tweets from me. Okay, I hear you guys. I heard what you're all saying, and let me see if I can schedule something else for you guys. Nikki said on Instagram, "Trust me, I heard y'all loud and clear." Her responses were met by praise from black creators. What I find interesting is here's what I find interesting here. I want to end this off. I hate the event. Hold on, I hate the event that had to go that way. But thank you, Nicki Minaj. Okay, that was somebody that's okay. Here's one of the things I'll say. Nicki Minaj doesn't even seem to be educated on why it was a failure herself. Like, you would imagine if she was like really understanding of the issue of non-black representation, that she would have made sure to say, hey, make sure that's majority black or set the ground rules. I'm not saying that like Nicki Minaj is dumb. I'm saying that she's made the same mistake that all the white people did. Like, nobody was really thinking about it the right way, and it's not their fault. It's TikTok's fault. You know. I just think that the anger is not directed in the right way, but you know, it is what it is, brothers. Let's see.
Shout out to everybody that was on there. You know, I hear you guys. I heard what y'all was saying, and I'm probably let me see if I can schedule something else for you guys. Cause trust me, I heard y'all loud and clear. Who's on, y'all?
Yeah, I mean, what I would say here is hold her to it. That's what you really should do. Why don't you guys hold her to it? Because what's the guarantee she's gonna do it versus her just saying that to make people feel better? Just saying, bro. We'll see. We'll see what happens.